Welcome back to Real Wasted. I'm Pat.
I'm Jackie.
I'm Sean.
Today we are looking at one of the main inspirations for making this show because of one person in particular. This is Jurassic Park. Now, why exactly was this such a highly requested thing among us?
Well, why don't we go to the drinking games?
Because we have done this before, not in the context of doing this show, just, you know, First drinking game is Poor Life Will Find a Way. Choices. This is just anytime a stupid decision is made in this movie.
Don't you see the danger, John, inherent in what you're doing here? Genetic power is the most awesome force the planet's ever seen.
The second game, feeding time. Anytime anybody eats or something is eaten, like Chilean sea bass.
Number 3, Dino Facts. Anytime Dr. Grant spouts out a dino fact, take a drink.
There's a dinosaur.
Number 4, overacting kids. The children in this movie, you'll love them for trying, but they try too goddamn hard.
Are you hearing this?
And finally, chaos. Chaos theory. Anytime Jeff Goldblum stutters.
See, here I am now by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos theory.
Cancel your plans if you're watching this movie because Jeff Goldblum is really going to get you.
Call Uber, do it all.
I got a couple calls to make, so grab your drinks, let's do this, and we will see you when the movie ends. Cheers! God, I love this movie. I still do.
Oh, I will always love this movie.
Despite what it's done to us.
Hello? Yes?
I really hate that man.
Alright, I'm just going to say what everybody's thinking. I wish that every time Jeff Goldblum stuttered, Hammond would have just taken his fucking mosquito cane and backhanded him. Out of the 107 times that we drank for this movie, 46 of them were because of Jeff Goldblum's speech impediment.
If I may.
You know he thought it was this brilliant performance that he delivered by giving his character this little twitch.
Really? Because
I think he just spoke.
Yeah, I think it was just how Jeff Goldblum explained. If you asked Jeff Goldblum to read you the news, it would have the same exact amount of buzz and stutters.
Well then fuck Jeff Goldblum.
I call the rape of the natural world.
Let's talk about watching this movie from the point of view of a kid. When you were a kid,
yeah,
this movie was the be-all, end-all.
It's a weird things in life you remember. It was the day I graduated from kindergarten. So when I watch this movie to this day, I still think about it as like a 6-year-old. And it was mind-blowing to see, because it was really the first time you ever really saw dinosaurs.
We never actually watched a lot of movies as a family in the theaters, but we did get a ton of VHSs. We had this, and I would watch it all the time. This holds up. It's still a great story. I still love how it starts and ends. It still has amazing special effects that have not been rivaled by any of the sequels.
No.
Both CGI and the practical effect. I think
Right.
that's what makes it so scary when you're a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, these things look real. This was terrifying when you were a kid.
As a fan of Spielberg as I am, you can tell this is the movie he had the most involvement with because it reminds me a lot of Jaws, where it's like the creatures are not shown as much as they should, and they're horrifying when they are.
That's a credit to his directing too, because he totally plays on what you're not seeing and uses that as a device to scare you.
I don't know if you noticed this, but in the very beginning of the movie, Dr. Grant tries desperately to get his seatbelt to work, and both of his seatbelt parts are female. But he ties them together to make a belt, and that's a metaphor for the whole movie because they're both female and life finds a way. That's one of the things that I'm very proud that I pointed out to you at this, as well as Spielberg's spotlight fetish.
Yeah, the second thing that you ruined for this entire movie.
Ruined or made better? No, I ruined it. It really is one of the things that you cannot think about ever again if you want to enjoy a Spielberg movie. He shines a spotlight in the back of every major character.
Spotlight, desk lamp, moonlight. If you want to have a lighter night, there probably are a couple of drinking games you can switch out. If you don't want to go hardcore and drink to Jeff Goldblum, You can either switch it out with every time the cigarette is dangling in Samuel L. Jackson's mouth, or the spotlight fetish. When it comes to the children in this movie, I'm really not sure if it's bad direction or terrible acting. Probably a little bit of both.
The Jello. The Jello scene says it all. Where she knows that there's a dinosaur there, and she just... I can't even overact the way that she does.
He loves us! He loves us! Speaking of food scenes, when it's feeding time.
Oh.
The ice cream scene.
Oh, spare no expense.
Spare no expense.
The defective dinosaurs clearly were inserted into the panels on the wall because we spare no expense, and only a sucker would use clay models.
Those are the ones that couldn't make it into the exhibits. They were just like, just shove them in the walls.
Those were the males.
Oh, so I guess this is like a whole feminist thing where it's like, oh, well, I guess all the men just deserve to be shoved into the wall. Females can go out and live. Because life finds a way.
Laura Dern says it during one of Jeff Goldblum's just brilliant monologues.
Yes, she interrupted him. How rude.
It was pretty uncalled for because she was a strong character, but it's not like that she ended up being the heroine of the whole movie. It's not like you needed to drop that little line because there was going to be some big female empowerment scene towards the end of it.
The whole island is female. There is no sense of male obstruction anywhere in the movie, and she was just like, well, guess women are taking over everything. Am I right? High five, high five. And it just seemed so out of place.
It's good.
I don't care what Jeff Goldblum did to my liver. I still love this movie. How many drinks did we have for this? This beat the record.
107.
Yeah, this took the Y-Centennial.
It took over Tommy Wiseau.
Fairly alarmed here.
That's chaos theory. So if you like this movie, then you should support us on Twitter. Hashtag that Real Wasted as well. Well, because then you can let us know what movies we should watch in the future. I'm Pat.
I'm Jackie.
I'm Sean.
And we'll see you next time on Real Wasted. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.